Hi guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon, and right off the bat, we're gonna do the old trick of "Can you hear me?" Because we're still fighting the technology. Can you hear me? Is the question of the moment. Because I want to make sure that you can hear me before we get going here. Somebody give me a 5x5 in the chat, would you please? Or either they're not hearing me at all, which is why I'm not getting a 5x5. Oh, Super Dave said 5x5.
Testing.
All right, let's let Roxy test hers. Go ahead, Roxy.
Testing.
Okay, you can hear me good. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Captain Howdy. Thank you, Kent. Okay, and can y'all guys hear Roxy okay? Hit it again, Roxy.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Connie says you can hear. Now, just FYI, everybody, we have a delay. So if Daniel asks a question and it takes a second, I'm not asleep.
Yeah,
Connie says I have an echo. Yeah.
So Roxy has the old echo still. Um, I don't know. We just, I'm literally running a studio. Yeah, I'm literally running a studio here. It's amazing. Now Roxy has 3 echoes. Is the audio changed any with that adjustment I just made?
Hello, Karen.
You know, guys, let us know in the comments. If not, I'll switch back.
Still got an echo.
Roxy's got a bad echo. Okay. All right. So let's go back to the middle setting. Okay, sorry, no sound there for a second. You know, uh, if you literally had to look at what I'm looking at here, what I
You
have to figure
proceed
out how
on.
to
I
run.
will chat with our company.
Okay.
Mute my mic.
All right, guys. What we're going to do today is we're going to look at actually I'm probably going to have to do it down here. We're going to look at a couple of videos from a couple of people. Super Dave is one of them that put out a video. He put out a video recently, and I think we all kind of know this is a thing, but the thing is that some people don't realize that the world is a stage. They don't realize that how serious of a stage we're talking about here. You know, you could say there's different levels to it. One level would be like saying, yeah, there's no Bluetooth being used here or anything, but one level could be is saying, okay, they're all in on it together, you know, and therefore they kind of tell us what they want us to hear. That's like the lower level of realizing that the world is a stage. Then you have to go to realizing that it's Hollywood. Okay? When you're watching the news or you're watching politicians when they come on television or put out videos anywhere, YouTube, anywhere where media goes, that it is an actual production. It is an actual production, just like a soap opera. Okay? And that's level 2, that it's a soap opera. It's all produced. All these world leaders are just characters filling roles that they realized if they put up this, we'll call it central casting, if they put up this facade and say, okay, this person's in charge in this country and they're communist, and this person's in charge in this country and they're a republic, but we're going to tell them that they're a democracy, and then we're going to have this other person and say he's in charge in this country, and yet they produce, coordinate, and everything just like Hollywood, because that's what we're watching, that's what we're witnessing. Even the tools that we're touching are Hollywood. It's magic. Hollywood. First off, Hollywood is a type of wood that supposedly that even witches used, when they're doing their conjuring and all this kind of stuff. Is Hollywood. It's about magic. It's about MAGA. And that's basically level 2. Level 3, let's say, and I'm just making these up as I go. Level 3 is realizing that the people that you're looking at on stage may not even be the person you think it is. Okay? They use methods just like Hollywood does to make movies. Okay? They do the same thing. And I'm going to give you some examples of that here in just a minute. I'm queuing up a video that I'm going to show you.
If you're not quite convinced, they're watching a movie script. Well, this video is just for you. Boy, do I have a good one for
you today. That's our supernatural moderator, Super Dave. He has his own channel. If you're not familiar with it, it's called Super Dave 44. And I'll drop a link in the comments to the video that I'm getting ready to play for y'all guys. And also Mike Smith is another one of our supernatural moderators. And as soon as I catch Rage Against the Machine back on here, we're going to talk to him and see if he's interested in taking that step up as well. So this level 3, okay, we're talking about deception at its highest level, and I'm sure they're above even this, but we're talking about the use of masks, the use of doubles, the use of, let me give you an example, and this is just an example. Let's say you go to a concert. We've all went to one, probably, or at least somewheres where there was a famous person maybe singing or doing something, and they're on stage, and they look like the person, they dance like the person, and apparently, according to what you're hearing, they sound like the person. but are they the person? The truth is, you have no way of knowing. One, it could be a double. Might even go so far as to say a clone. But we'll just say double, okay? It could be someone wearing makeup or possibly even a mask, especially when you're talking about like interviews or somebody on stage where they're not going to sweat a lot. You know, at a concert, if you're doing a lot of dancing and all that, it would maybe be more difficult to wear a mask. But take, for instance, Kamala Harris. We're going to see some video of her, and she's clearly wearing a mask. So that means that there may not even be a Kamala Harris. Secondly, there is no Kamala Harris. They all have alternate names that they have changed their names to fulfill a character. Their actual names, and you can look up any famous singer, actor, whoever. None of them go by their actual real name. There's a reason for that, because the character name, for instance, Prince, that name belongs and is under contract with a record company. Another example would be Elvis Presley. That name and that character, a character is something that is created in order to ultimately deceive. Now, you say, well, that's just a concert. They're not necessarily deceiving. Well, that's not completely true, but there's a point to that. If it's a concert, it's one thing, but if it's a politicians and things like that, they are absolutely meant to deceive. I wonder, honestly, and this is very confusing, even for my brain, but I wonder, like with Kamala Harris, you're going to see her wearing a mask here in a minute. I mean, who is that person that's under that mask? And are they wearing some kind of a voice prosthetic that alters their voice even? It's not like they don't exist. I mean, the level of deception is insane. We're going to focus on the aspect of it called central casting, and as some of you guys, I've seen you in the comments saying it, Donald Trump, he uses that word, and I hadn't noticed that he uses that word as much as he does, but apparently he does. Central casting. And if you think about some of the words there, central casting, see, cast is like members of a cast, or if you're going to cast a spell, or if you're going to broadcast, okay? To cast is to throw something over. It's like a net, a deception that catches something. Like if you broadcast a net, like the internet, or the World Wide Web, a net, an internet, and a web, World Wide Web, it's a cast. You're casting something over the minds of the people in order to catch their minds and to deceive their minds. And that is the magic of it. That's part of the magic of it. You also have to understand that these tools that we're using, whether it be a cell phone, any kind of a computer, it's all magic. Literally. What do you think megabyte and the word MAGA or bite, like bite of a snake, or mega, which is the same word in most languages as maga, which means magic. Okay. What do you think Windows means? Okay. It's Windows. It's all about the use of this technology in order to cast out a net and able to capture the minds of the masses that don't realize that they're watching a television, or in this case, you're watching a window on the internet. And these words, they literally have the truth right in them, but they're presented to us when they're sold to us in a way that doesn't allow us to see the actual truth. So I'm trying to clarify that for you some today. Now I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and hopefully the audio comes through okay. This is Super Dave's video, and Super Dave, just like I and just like every other creator out there, we combine sometimes, whether it be music or whether it be clips from places, combine it into making videos. And Super Dave did a good job at editing up this video. So we're going to show his, and then we're going to take a look at a few TikTok videos. It might even make sense to look at one of these TikTok videos first. Let's just look at this TikTok video real quick.
Eu vou te fuder com amor. Essa patinha, arreta, esse bobo. Vai, ela tá cheia de tesão. Eu vou te fuder com amor.
So a mask without close inspection, and you can be sure that they know how close they need to get, or how close the camera can be, and they know that nobody's ever going to just might say zoom in. So, you can see that's pretty wild. Let's look at one more.
And just a note, that's not top of the line mask either.
That's not top of the line.
Hold on a second, Roger. Alright, sorry, Roxy, what now?
Those masks are not top of the line. Those that you're looking at are like $700 to $900. They go up into the thousands in real.
They are. What if money doesn't matter? How good can the mask get?
They're not going to show you what them agencies have.
What can you make if you print the money? So because you print the money, all you want all you call it is we keep raising the debt limit. But you can just manufacture out of thin air trillions of dollars. How good of a mask or a show can be put on? Can it be good enough to fool the entire world? Yes, it can. Not only it can, that's exactly what we're watching, is a manufactured show that is being put on to fool the world. Let's say they've got a character, because the character is separate from the person. Let's say the person dies that normally plays that character. No biggie. They've got that person's image baked into a computer system somewhere where they just print another mask, throw it on the person's head, or get more fancy with it, because this is the cheap, easy way to be somebody. Think about some of the movies we've seen where men, like, what's the one that, Nolan, what's that one that with the black guy that always plays the big black lady? Big Mama's House. Yeah. Like Big Mama's House, where that guy, what's his name?
Martin.
No, well, he's one of those kind as well.
It was on last night.
What's the guy's name? Big Mama's House might be wrong. Might be the wrong name, but anyways, you get the
Tyler
point.
Perry.
Is that these Tyler Perry?
Yeah, he's one of them.
Tyler Perry. In how good of a character, how convincing of a character are they able to produce for him? Now, they got a budget that they got to meet for that movie. But when you're talking about on the level of world politics, there is no budget. They will go to any length necessary. But they still mess up sometimes. So we're going to take a look at Super Dave's video here. I did ask him for his permission. Thank you, Super Dave, for letting me play it. And we're going to take a listen to his video, and then we'll talk a little bit more.
If you're not quite convinced, you're watching a movie script. Well, this video is just for you. Boy, do I have a good one for you this time. Made in a Hollywood basement. Roll that beautiful beam footage. Central casting refers to an organization that supplies actors, particularly extras and bit players, to film and television productions. It can also be used metaphorically to describe someone who perfectly embodies the stereotypical appearance or characteristics of a particular role or profession. All you have to do is Google it. Central casting.
Just 1 second, guys. So it sounds like we might be getting some echo. Let me see if I can correct that. I think I know probably what it is. Hang on just a second, guys. Give me let me know if this echo goes away when I. Okay, I think I know why there's no sound. There should be sound now, but I'm not. I mean, ultimately, what's going to fix it is us going to headphones. I don't like wearing headphones. Maybe there's another way I can fix it. I really don't like to wear wireless ones and have a Bluetooth going off in my ears. You know, because I don't like having that technology right in my skull.
Super Dave saying no sound.
Yeah, I got that corrected. Yeah, sorry about the no sound, guys. We're dealing with challenges, but we're trying to keep going here. How can I do this without the? Let me try. Let me try this. Boy, the funs of enjoyments of running a studio. Let's see here. I know you can hear me again now. The way I shared the audio. Let me change that.
Mike just said no sound.
Yeah, but it should be back now. Remember, we're dealing with a delay on their comments because the video is on delay. So there should be audio now. Let us know if you got audio again, guys. I'm going to change. See, Gina said we're back. Okay, so I'm going to change this to not sharing the audio so it only picked up by my mic. So now we'll go again. And this probably will correct it. Let us know in the comments, guys, if it's corrected or not.
Of a particular role or profession. All you have to do is Google it. Central casting.
I want y'all to notice the height of Trump here. They show him now. Trump is supposedly 6'2". I'm 6'2", and I'm always taller than most everybody always in the room by a little bit. Normally it ranges, but normally a couple of inches, because 6'2" is starting to get to be a big guy. Okay, now notice his height compared to everybody else. Okay, this guy is well taller than Trump, so he's 6'4", apparently. This lady is an inch taller, but she's probably wearing heels, maybe. This guy over here is right as tall as Trump, and so is this guy. This guy is taller than Trump on the right-hand side, all the way to the right-hand side. Now the guy just to the left of Trump is slightly taller than Trump. The guy next to him, all the way on the left, is taller than even that guy. So everybody here, except for one guy on the front row, is taller than Trump, or as tall. Something don't add up right here. You see? Something don't add up. You're not 6'2", and everybody else is as tall as you. Not in normal life, at least. I see your message about Daryl. I'll have to look into that.
Central casting. Hey, you know what? At least central casting. Look at that guy, central casting.
At least a central casting. If I'm doing a movie, I pick you, General.
Central casting, very impressive. Oh, you're central casting. Look at this guy. I love this man's central casting. I watch him all the time. Central casting.
He's a real talent, a real guy, and he is central casting. Do we agree? Central casting.
The central casting, the red suspenders, handsome, beautiful, smart. You couldn't get better central casting. He is great in every way, and he's central casting. I mean, this is a man that was born for the position.
No, he was central casting like the perfect Supreme Court judge. These guys are central casting. There's nobody in Hollywood that looks like these people. In their central casting, I've never seen a group of people like this. Everyone's in perfect shape.
My friend, central casting, I always call him central casting. Boy, is that central casting, that's type of.
Does he look like central casting? Look like Tom Cruise, maybe better. The intellect is extraordinary, and the man is extraordinary. He's central casting. I assume you like these people. I assume it's central casting, right, boss? Is this central casting? This is what we want. This is a great, brilliant man. Looks like, I don't know, very tough. Central casting. When you talk about central casting, this guy's out of central casting. I'm telling you, there's nobody in Hollywood that can look like this guy. Yeah, these guys are central casting, like from a movie. Central casting, you can't cast it. You don't have anybody in Hollywood that looks like this guy. And a great-looking central casting, and we have great generals, a great central casting general. Look at that.
Ne kadar güzel insanlar ve
Central casting.
onlarla ilişki kurmak.
He's like central casting for ownership of a hotel.
Everyone is central casting. Central casting. Glasses. Head. Boom. I watch Judge Kavanaugh, who's central. This guy's like central casting. You couldn't pick a better guy in Hollywood. There's no actor that could do it better. You are so central casting. Great marks, great schools, the best everything, the best of everything.
Check out this rubber plane. Afghanistan is not what we was told. Check it out, y'all. You'll see. Look at the windows. I'm telling you, let this be your wake-up call to finally be convinced.
So central casting. If we all the head of this program is John for the Eastern District. So central casting.
After I started looking more into this, I now can see we're just looking at a movie.
Again, Bruce, where is he? That's a way to come up the hill with Bruce, right? Come on up, Bruce. Come on. This guy is central casting. If I'm doing a movie and a politician, this is the guy I have playing. Come on.
They put it right in front of us. All we had to do is see it. And now you do.
They were all the prime ministers and the presidents and the kings and the queens, right? And I actually had breakfast today with a king and a queen who were beautiful, beautiful people. Central casting, I must say, and very nice. We had a great time. We thought the Netherlands was fantastic, and I think you did a fantastic job.
Thank you. We made big decisions today to make.
Yeah, big things.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to also thank, I had breakfast this morning with the king and queen, and they're incredible people. I called, I said, you're central casting.
Announced that he's nominating Fox News host Pete Hegseth to serve as Secretary of Defense. Pete's a decorated Army combat vet who did tours in Iraq and Afghanistan and has been a fierce advocate for veterans on and off the air.
And let me try to explain a little bit as to what they mean. See, this guy that they're talking about here, he looks the part. All these people, they're chosen because they know the psychology behind the human being, of how the mind works. And nobody wants a president that looks like and acts like Biden, for instance, that's feeble and don't even know where he's at in the room half the time. And all that was an act too. None of that was real. He intentionally fell off the bike. That probably was a actor riding the bicycle, a stunt man to start with. That's exactly what we're talking about here. You're not seeing what you believe you're seeing. Your eyes are lying to you. But specifically, they put people and want people in these characters that fit how the human mind works. We think a tough guy is supposed to be in a certain kind of characters, or we think like if they're gonna make a wizard, right? They're gonna make somebody into this wizard on like Lord of the Rings or whatever. There's a certain mindset that person will have long hair, long beard, be fairly old, and they say that's the character. And so they fill the role by holding a casting call, and then they cast that actor, that person, into that role. But it's not just for movies. It's for everything that you see on your television, and also a large amount of what you see on the internet. They're putting people in the role that look like the role, or either they will make them look like the role.
He's a Princeton, Harvard guy, and great husband and father, and one of our favorite people here at Fox. No one loves America more than Pete, and no one will defend our interests at home and abroad with more seriousness and strength. So, Kaylee, Pete Hegseth could be the next Secretary of Defense. What the heck? Can you believe it?
I mean, look, I was stunned when I saw it, but then it made all the sense in the world. You know, I was guest hosting the weekend show on October 8th, so the day after the horrific October 7th attack. We started at like 5 a.m. that day, Jesse, and there's Pete Hegseth at 4:58 a.m. at the wall with a map of the Middle East, naming every single country by heart, and the interplay between the actors and how geostrategically this would work if there was a larger conflict. So this is the guy for the job. Smart, patriotic, can't say enough good things.
You know how they always say, they come right out and tell us, and people still don't get it. They, in the last so many years, they're calling these people actors. And they're calling these people like stakeholders. They're calling these people, they're literally putting it so much in your face that the truth is still a lie to you. It's amazing, really.
About it. It makes sense, and it also helps that the guy you're looking at is central casting, Jesse.
Yes, central casting, something Donald Trump always looked.
What if I told you every celebrity you've ever known, from musicians to actors to politicians, isn't real? They're all characters. Hollywood is way more advanced than they let on. We're not just talking about makeup or CGI. We're talking about full-blown identity fabrication on a scale that would blow your mind. Every celebrity is just a role played by an elite group of actors using crazy advanced Hollywood techniques. I mean, think about it. Makeup artists, voice coaches, body doubles, deepfakes. Hollywood's had this tech for decades. They can make anyone look like anyone. What you think is a celebrity's natural appearance, it's a costume. They're trained to play roles not just in movies but in life. This whole thing is to control us, man. Celebrities influence how we think, what we wear, what we care about. They're there to sell ideas, lifestyles, keep us distracted from real problems, and when their character expires, whether through scandal, old age, or even deletes, those actors just take on a new role. Some of the biggest names today could have been playing different characters for decades. You ever notice how when one big pop star fades out of the spotlight, another one who looks suspiciously similar pops up? Like, where did that person come from? They're always just there. What if they didn't fade away? They just switched characters. Some of the biggest celebrity deletes in history, they weren't real. They just retired those characters, and those actors went on to play different roles. Hollywood has been using prosthetics, body doubles, and now even AI for years. But the real secret,
An example would be like Elvis Presley. Sorry, I got strangled in my water. Elvis Presley never died. He's Bob Joyce right now on YouTube. He's a preacher. And he also had another character name that he was going under on YouTube as well, where he was putting out some music. It was called John Cotner, Jon Cotner, Cotner, I believe it was. And that's Elvis Presley. See, what they did was they just killed his character for whatever the reasons were. And you got other ones out there, like, for instance, with Prince. I don't think Prince is dead. He could be, but I don't know that Prince is dead. Michael Jackson, probably not dead. Just killed his character. You know, and normally they'll do things like they say, well, they overdosed. Like, what did they say with Elvis? That he overdosed on a toilet and fell off in the floor. And Prince supposedly died in an elevator of an overdose. How about Michael Jackson? Overdose, supposedly given an overdose by his doctor so he could sleep, and he overdosed. And I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And it's not just for actors that we see as Hollywood actors or A-list musicians. It's the same thing with politicians. It's the same thing. They're all filling a role. They're being cast into a role because there's always someone on this planet, always, that is willing to sell out. They're willing to sell out. And yeah, I mean, there's a possibility that Michael Jackson could have been murdered. But I'm saying that it is very possible, and I'm just using him as an example, that he could still be alive. Because I really came to understand this about, I think it was about 6 years ago. For whatever reason, I got interested in Elvis Presley and saying, I'm wondering if he was dead. And I started doing some hunting. And I ended up running across Jon Cotner on YouTube. And I said, okay, this guy sounds like Elvis, but he says he's not. But yet, all he says is that Elvis is dead. What he means is that the character of Elvis is dead. And so I said, okay, let's dig a little bit more, Daniel. Let's be an investigator. Let's do what you do best, which is dig and find a piece of undeniable truth. And I did find it. The undeniable truth is that, see, Elvis's music was copyrighted, and of course, and it was owned by Sony. Sony still owns all of Elvis's music, and they still make a pile of money off of Elvis's music. So I looked into Jon Cotner and the music he was playing. What I did was I just took one of his songs off of YouTube and I uploaded it back up to YouTube without making it public, just to see if it would say it was copyrighted or not. And it did. And so I looked into it as to who was the copyright holder. And for John Cotner, a nobody on YouTube, pretending to be Elvis, his music is copyrighted by Sony. You see? And then I kept digging, and of course I found other things as well, including Bob Joyce, which is the man himself, Bob Joyce, which is probably Robert Joyce, and he's a preacher. And Elvis said before he died that he something about that he would love to be a preacher, or if he had his way or something like that one day. And apparently he got his way. So, anyways, let's keep going.
Affected face and voice changing technology. We're talking micro implants that can change vocal tone, advanced bodysuits to alter physical appearance, and even psychological conditioning to make the actor believe they are the character. This stuff is beyond anything we've seen publicly. They've got this down to a science, and entire studios exist just to train these elite actors in multiple celebrity roles. These people live entire lives as different celebrities, flipping between roles depending on what the industry needs at the time. If you look at the way these celebrity lives unfold, how perfectly timed their rises and falls are, how eerily similar some of them look and sound, you can't help but wonder. There's something way bigger going on in Hollywood than we're being told.
Like all of these protest events, most of y'all guys here listening know that these protests are all paid participants. Okay, some of them are maybe a little bit higher up, as in that they work for a casting company, directly and everything. But people, if you give them money and say, okay, sign this non-disclosure, if you give them money, someone will take that job and someone will do it. It's a guarantee. There's always someone willing to sell out.
Looking for a job in politics or government, want to be a senator or a congressman, a king of a foreign nation, role play a billionaire on live TV. Here are the central casting in New Orleans, New York, Los Angeles, central casting. They are all wearing masks.
And 2 years ago, democracy faced its greatest threat to the Civil War. And today, though bruised, our democracy remains unbowed and unbroken.
So, do you see? Do you see Do you see how you're being deceived? You see some of it. I see some of it. But even I am still deceived a little bit. I know I am. I'm not going to be arrogant and saying, oh, I can see everything. It's just not reality, to be quite honest with you. I think that it's safe to say that the deception is deeper, possibly almost possibly deeper than we have the ability to discern. I like to think that I can see through it. But see, the word mask or veil, deception maybe, but especially mask and veil is a very interesting concept, because it's like, I don't know how to put it in words exactly. It's like this world, I mean, even this world is a deception. If we use our eyes and our ears and touch and smell and taste in order to discern exactly what is going on in this world, we are guaranteed to be deceived. Guaranteed. I'm coming to believe and feel that the only way to truly discern is to use, and there's many different words that have been given to it. The Bible kind of talks about it when your eyes become one. It's the internal eye that we have. It's a spiritual eye where we can see things a lot of times it's when you use the word meditate. You lay down, you cover your eyes, you close your eyes, you cut out all sound, you try to get rid of all of the outside noise of this existence. And you might think of a subject matter or whatever, but then you be quiet. And sometimes you'll find that there's a soft, gentle voice that'll be there, that'll say things. Some people would call that, well, there's a lot of things you could call it. I guess the point I'm trying to make is that this world is just such an extreme deception, and we can never, ever look to television or look to who we know are paid deceivers. It's their job to deceive. It's their job, like for instance, keep it simple, actors. It's their job to pretend to be something else. What that is it's you're being paid to be the best. Who's the best liar? Who's the best deceiver? I mean, think about it. Who are the people that are paid the most in this world for what they do? We all clamor to the best deceivers. We say, well, who's the best actor in the world? Who do you think? I don't know. Let's see, Tom Cruise, or Tyler Perry, or Denzel Washington, or do you realize yet what you're doing is saying who is the best deceiver. And what's bad about it is that I've done it in my life, and everyone here watching has done it, and we still may even do it. And that is this clamor and give our money and our attention to the best liars. What are we doing? We've got to wake up and realize these things. Okay. I've got a I've got a video I want to play, and then I want to do a full disclosure, okay, on the proposed Angel Cruise. Okay. So I'm going to explain everything about it, and I'm probably going to put out a separate video with this full disclosure, okay? Because I just want everybody to know exactly what the deal is with the cruise. You see, because some people are saying, well, how can you afford to go on a cruise if you're broke and keep asking us for donations, but yet you're going on a cruise? How can that make any sense? Well, I'm going to explain how it makes sense. And it's something that you can go prove for yourself. Okay? The one thing I will not do to you guys intentionally is deceive you. Okay? But I'm going to play the commercial. And we are accepting pre-reservations for the cruise now. But it's all right now just a shot in the dark. Okay? But I'll explain all that when we get back. So take a look. Okay, so let's explain how Daniel can go on a cruise and not have no money and have to ask for support of the people who gain knowledge from what I share freely here on YouTube that I've done for 15 years and gave freely of myself. know that I haven't had a vacation of any kind in 15 years. Know that I haven't taken off more than a half a day from this mission in 15 years. It's just a fact. I don't go out to dinners. Miss Kim is very hard on her because I don't get entertainment out of this world much anymore. So there was some talk one time about trying to have a get-together where we pick a place and, you know, invite anybody that wants to come and let them show up, and we have to just meet somewhere where we can all sit and talk and maybe have a presentation or something like that. And so we thought, well, we could do it because I live very close to Myrtle Beach, so I could say, okay, we could do it in Myrtle Beach. There's hotels there where people could stay. And then I thought, wait a minute. The object is for them, the people to come to get together so that we could be near the water, the ocean, because my experiences with angels coming to me, and if this is new for you, I've explained on my channel 50 times over the years my experiences with angels coming to me. They typically show up on the mountaintop or by the water's edge for me. I've taken people with me and say, let's go see the angels at the beach. We go to the beach and the angels show up. I've done that with Miss Kim numerous times, and they've shown up numerous times. Haven't they, darling?
Yeah.
And they're these big, bright balls of light, but not these way in the distant ones that you see and you wonder, what is that? It's more like it's much closer up in person, okay? I've had them get about as close as 25 feet. I don't think we're supposed to touch angels, okay? Not normally. We're definitely not supposed to worship them. But getting back to where we're at is should we invite people into town? Because I don't have accommodations to put up 10 people. I don't have accommodations to put up 5. So invite them into town. They all go to a hotel and they're spending at a minimum $100 a day. Let's say they're going to come on in town for a week. Okay? That's at a minimum $700. And of course, there's other expenses as well. So $700 just for the hotel. Or, since we're wanting to be near the ocean at nighttime and all together, why not all of us stay in the same hotel that just happens to be on a boat? And the cost? About the same. But you get unlimited food that's included. You get you're on the water all the time. You're on the water all night. You can go out there and lay out on the deck with all your friends and family and buddies and brothers and sisters and be there together for sunset and midnight or whatever you want to do. And you're all right there. When you get done, you just go to the room.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about prepping meals or where you're going to eat or how you're going to get there. You just get up, get dressed, and go enjoy your day, and somebody will come by and make up your bed for you.
Yeah. And it's all approximately the same price as renting a hotel room. Hotel rooms are expensive. And so I thought, okay, maybe a cruise makes more sense than just saying, hey guys, come down to Myrtle Beach and we'll hang out. Unless you're just showing up for a couple of hours, you're going to need a room. And so if we're going to do something as a group, that's meaningful and a life experience, a cruise makes more financial sense and functional sense than a hotel room where everybody's divided around in different hotels all over town, and people are driving, getting tickets, having to go out to dinner and pay for their dinner. All that's included on the cruise for like $100 a day. Now, how does Daniel get to go? Here's how the travel industry works. And if you don't believe me, first off, you think I'm a deceiver, so you shouldn't be here, and you shouldn't be going on a cruise either. And you shouldn't even be watching. Because one thing I do not come on here and deceive anyone intentionally in any way. Period. But if you're of that kind of a way of thinking, what are you doing here to start with? But anyways, cruise makes way more sense, and since I happen to know how the travel industry works, there's something that you don't know about, or some of you might not know about, and that is that the tickets for cruises, they're very the companies and everything that deal with all these people coming on cruises nonstop, they know that they're used to dealing with the fact that there's going to be groups. There's someone who knows a lot of people. Maybe it's a church, maybe it's a singer, maybe it's someone like me that happens to know a lot of people, and a lot of people know of me. The travel industry is used to dealing with groups, and no matter if you go and buy a cruise ticket, say you and your wife, you and your girlfriend, whatever, want to go on a cruise, and you book one, let's say it's a week, and it's $800 a ticket, right? Okay. They have already built into those prices that they make public different elements that pay for different things, you see. One thing they have built in is group accommodation, meaning they're used to dealing with an organizer of maybe a cruise. And if that organizer comes and they say, okay, I've got 20 people that are going to go on a cruise with me, or 50, or whatever it is, okay, I've got this many people. The price is already built into the ticket prices to pay for that person, the organizer's cruise. The only way that it's possible at all that I can go on a cruise is because I happen to know all you guys. And I happen to know that some of you, and based on the sign-ups on the website, quite a few of you would like to go and hang out with me and Roxy and Miss Kim and Shannon, if we can actually get enough people so that we have enough cabins, because normally a cabin will have 2 people in it, because there's like a small hotel room. I imagine they have big ones too, but I'm talking about just the cheapest stuff they've got, right? So if I can get 20, 30, 40, how many ever people I can get to go, for every so many people that end up signing up to go, let's use the number 10, okay? That's a pretty close number. The number 10, let's say I get 5 sign up on the websites, and each one of those has someone they're bringing with them, so it's 10. 10, that means me and Miss Kim get to go, approximately. And even if y'all guys went on the cruise by yourself, you'd still pay that same price, and the company would just get a little extra profit because they don't have to give the organizer, the group organizer, their free cabin. Because if it ain't free, I can't go. If it ain't free, I ain't going. It will take y'all guys to come in order for me to go, because I will not be able to afford it. I live on literal shoestring budget. I had to put, what was it, $10?
Yeah, a while ago.
$10 on the electric bill a while ago to keep the electricity on while I'm doing this show. That's how broke I am. Now, I would be broker than that if it wasn't for y'all guys' support, because there are people here that actually appreciate what I do and actually know that for whatever reason, and I don't understand why, that I'm able to bring forth levels of truth and expose things that no one else in the world is doing. There's a lot of guys that do a similar thing and have ability, men and women, and do a similar thing. But in my case, I have my unique way of doing it. Like with the angels, why have so many angels come and visited me? Why did they show up in numbers around me when I go to the beach? I don't know. I could speculate, but I don't know. But it's just the truth. So, you know, it's like, Daniel, you're putting your neck out there. You're going to go on a cruise. It's called the Angel Cruise. What happens if none don't show up? We still had a good time. But yet, at the same time, it's been so dependable for me to go to the beach looking for angels. That's why I would go to the beach at sunset. And they've showed up so much that if we go on a cruise and we're out there for a week, I just have to believe they're going to show up. And we're going to get to witness them. And I've seen them so many times, and they've showed up for me so many times. I know what to expect. I know what to be looking for. I know that if they're there and around the area right now, where you're at on the beach and the sun has set, that if you'll kind of just look at the whole scenery in front of you out over the ocean, kind of just glaze your eyes over and don't focus on any one spot, you'll see sparks sparking around. That's the presence of the angels. They're there. And whether they choose to cross that veil, because when that spark happens, sometimes they'll choose to cross that veil and allow you to be able to see. They'll produce a light, a frequency that allows you to then be able to visibly see them. This has happened for me. So far as number of nights, I would say close to 100. So far as number of angels, close to 200, if not more.
Carla Simmons says, how many people do you have to have in order to go? I reckon how many you have to have.
How many people I have to have in order to go on the cruise? It depends, because you see, if we only had like 8 or 10 individual people, that would only produce about one cabin. That'd be me and Miss Kim, right? But I don't want to go and just have me and Miss Kim. I want Roxy to come. I want Shannon to come. And I'd like, if possible, Shannon and her husband to come. So, you know, if we sold, which we ain't selling anything actually, all we're doing is collecting names, and then ultimately you'll talk to a travel agent when it comes time to get the ticket, make arrangements and all that. But you know, if I'm hoping to hit 50, and that's about the cap as to where I want to be. And I think that would accomplish everybody going on the cruise, and then us having enough free cabins because of the volume that we could have everybody from the show and their spouse be there if they wanted to, which I think everybody wants to go. I know Shannon has said it. I'm pretty sure Roxy would. She hasn't said she wouldn't. And Miss Kim's a little nervous and scared, but I think I got her convinced to go. And I've been on one cruise before in my life, and I actually did enjoy it. And do I like the whole idea of going on the cruise with the big owners of the boats and all this? Not exactly, but this is a way to allow us all to get together and not cost a huge amount of money. Because no matter what we do, there's going to be money spent if we do a get together. You understand? Because if I go and I rent like I don't know, some place where I can do something at the beach, that would cost money, and I'd have to pay for that place. I'd have to pay for anything I did. You can't hardly do anything in this world without having to pay for it. So for me, it was the way to get the biggest bang for our buck. And because I know unless something changes and I'm blessed in some way, I ain't going on any vacation anytime soon. And I ain't looking for it because I'm passionate about what I do enough that, well, I've stuck with it for 15 years nonstop. And I've been terminated off of YouTube 4 times and had to start over from zero. This is my 5th channel now, Logic Before Authority. I ain't no quitter, you know, and I know that this is what I love to do. I love telling people the truth. It's been put on me as the mission for the rest of my life. But would I like to meet y'all guys? Yeah, I would like to do that. I would like to be able to get together and actually meet each other. Okay, so if you want to get together, what's the best way to do it? Hotel room? Cruise? And that cruise happens to be on the water where we want to be anyways. So I think it's cruise, and I hope that I answered or clarified everything here. I ain't got no money to go on a cruise. I don't get any money to do anything unless it's through y'all guys' generosity. I can't keep the lights on tomorrow without generosity. I can't feed ourselves without y'all guys, some of you, because some of you would never donate a dime, even though you're here eating at this table right now. You would never donate a dime. And okay, fine. But there are some of you that do really appreciate the knowledge that I bring forth and that I hand out and feed everyone freely. And it's because of y'all guys that the Supernatural Show still exists. Yeah, I could still broadcast somehow, go back to recording on my phone, or go back to not showing my face anymore and just do it the old way and just tuggle along. But I knew that there was going to be a day that was coming where supernatural happenings were going to be going on around this world, just like they've been going on. And so I was led to make a more marketable name than Logic Before Authority, and do it in a show format so that it may gain a following outside of the normal conspiratorial type groups, and so that I may be able to be presented in a way that someone may even share with their child, or someone may share with their grandma, because it's the Supernatural Show. We talk about supernatural things. We show supernatural things. And we happen to go on angel cruises because I believe, well, I know that the angels are there. No, I can't tell you which ones are all good and which ones are all bad. It's really ultimately a discernment thing in our own minds, because the ones that have come to me, I've only ever seen one that didn't make me feel good. All the rest are pure white with wisps of different colors blended in when they're in front of you. Oops, looks like we just lost Roxy.
She said she had to go.
Oh, she had to go, okay. Thank you, Roxy. Sorry you barely even got to talk today, but we knew she had a mic issue, and we're having a hard time figuring out why it's still happening. But anyways, I hope that clears up for anyone that's asking. And I'm going to take this part of the video here and I'm going to put it out in its own standalone video. So anyone that's wondering, is Daniel stealing people's money to go on vacations? No. Daniel don't have no money. And Daniel doesn't steal anything. If you think I'm a thief and a deceiver, what are you doing here? Why are you eating at my table? You understand? So, let's see here. Anything else we want to take care of here? Thank you to Super Dave for letting us play his video today. I hope maybe we made just a little bit further step towards understanding this world is a true stage and we're watching actors, unfortunately. Thank you to Mike. You on the ball, my brother. My brother, I appreciate you staying on the ball about what's going on with Beyond the Veil and the show and everything. Anybody that's new here, we have an area on the website. It's called Beyond the Veil, where before the show even starts, we'll be live there. Although we keep having a couple of hiccups, we'll work it all out. There's one thing I know I got in me, something I learned a long time ago, and it's called persistence. I will not be defeated. Another thing I have is that I try to think big, even if I don't have nothing to think big with other than thoughts. I try to not limit myself by the way other people do things or how somebody else would do something. I just think way far outside the box and say, okay, let's go for the moon. That's how I've done it my whole life. That's how I did it when I was in the real estate industry as a real estate agent for a decade and a real estate developer, real estate investor. I flew all over the country as a real estate agent out of Idaho, teaching, doing real estate investment seminars in LA, all over California, San Francisco, San Bernardino, down in Arizona, down in Salt Lake City, up in Seattle numerous times. I mean, I went all over everywhere because I thought outside of the box. I said, I need to be the investment real estate agent for the state of Idaho, that when somebody's looking for investment real estate, they need to find me. And then I also said, well, I need to find them. So I said, well, where do real estate investors hang out? They hang out in clubs. They have groups. Okay? So I will need to identify who all these clubs are. What are their names? What are their websites? So then I get all that together and I say, okay, how do I figure out who their members are? Maybe there's a way to get access to a membership list. So if you joined up with some of the different clubs, you got access to a membership list. Bang, I got emails for a bunch of people. Then I also found another tool that I could point it at a website. It's called a bot. Point it at the website, give it the address, and if it's found any email addresses on that website, it would bring them back to you and put them in a spreadsheet for you. And I started doing it on various different real estate investment websites, and I hit one and got 13,000 returns on it one time. So I had the email addresses to 13,000 real estate investors. So then I built a big database of emails and I started communicating via email, and sometimes I'd sell 10 houses in one email. I think big. The only thing is that in the last 15 years, I've give up on wanting material things or having a lust for the material world. So I kind of lost my edge on really chasing the dollar, because if you do what I do, that don't matter to you. You just want the truth, get to the people. You're trying to save people. But I have to try to survive. I have to try to build a little bit better life for my family. I have needs I have to take care of, so sometimes I have to ask for help from y'all guys. Sometimes I might ask for y'all guys to become members of something, a website, whatever. I think I deserve the right to be able to do that. So, get off my wine box and tell y'all guys that I greatly appreciate y'all guys being here today. I thank you to Roxy. We missed you, Shannon, if you happen to be watching. Hopefully see you on Wednesday. Thank you to Miss Kim. Thank you to Super Dave. Thank you to Mike Smith. And thank you to you, because if you're still watching, you're probably someone that cares. You're probably truly someone that is seeking knowledge. And that's a big thing in this world. It's actually probably the most important thing. Only maybe second to loving your neighbor as yourself. So, with that being said, I'll let y'all guys go. This has been Daniel Alexander Cannon here on The Supernatural Show. Y'all guys head over if you're interested in being on the cruise. If you like the idea, if you understand how I explained it. If you're suspicious for any reason, don't waste your time. Don't waste mine. It's just a hope and a dream that maybe we get together, and I thought it was the best way. I love you. Father in heaven loves you. We'll see y'all guys again Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays around 2 o'clock. We broadcast live, and we're looking to increase that. Probably on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll be doing lives on TikTok. Go fishing for men a little bit in different ponds, you might say. All right. Love you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.